Hello and welcome from the Deck Tech area. Belgium has dominated this tournament, and Pascal and Peter Vieren, Branko Nering, they had a modern specialist in their team. It's my pleasure to welcome Jerome Bastogne. Hi Jerome. You are an expert with Goryo's Vengeance. You've played it for over a year.
Yeah, I only play that deck basically, and I train with it a lot.
Okay, so you really know the ins and outs of the deck. We'll first try to show the viewers what the deck is all about, and then you can maybe give us some of your insights from this tournament, but also from your experience. So what we are seeing here is Goryo's Vengeance, Griselbrand, and Through the Breach. Griselbrand is the key piece to the puzzle. What are you trying to do?
Yeah, so the plan A of the deck is to cheat in a Griselbrand, and you have two ways of doing this. You can play a Through the Breach to put it from your hand into play, or you can reanimate it with the Goryo's Vengeance. Another play, of course, is to hardcast Griselbrand, but you will need much more lands.
Have you done that before?
Yeah, it's a pretty common play.
Okay, good to know. So once you have that Griselbrand in play, we'll look at the next slide. You have some tools to play with. Nourishing Shoal, World Spine Worm, and a Barbaric Moss Enraged. Not usually constructed cards, if you ask me.
Yeah, so basically the plan when you have the Griselbrand into play is to draw a lot of cards by losing life. Then you get to gain lives with the Nourishing Shoal by exiling a worm, or sometimes you have two Barbaric Moss.
So the idea is to pay 7, draw 7, gain 11, draw 7,
yeah,
and so on.
And you do that until you have a lot of cards in your hand, basically your whole library. And then your plan is to get Barbaric Moss into play and just throw some lands to the face.
Because Barbaric Moss allows you to discard lands to just kill your opponent. Okay, let's continue, because you do need a lot of cards to make this work. There's Faithless Looting and Tormenting Voice, so very similar cards, and Night's Whisper for additional consistency. Why is Faithless Looting so important in this deck?
So to put your plan into play, you have to draw a lot of cards, and that's exactly the cards that helps you to set up your kill. So you can just cycle some cards with Faithless Losing, or even discard a Griselbrand to reanimate it. And Night Whisper is just a value card, just like Tormenting Voice.
Anger of the Gods, of course, like a main deck card to deal with some answers. How quick can you get a Griselbrand into play?
As quick as turn 1, but it never happens. But usually you can have it turn 2, like it happens sometimes, but otherwise it's like turn 3, turn 4. Every time. Okay,
very consistent. Let's go to the next slide. You are a very explosive deck. You are one of the combo decks that have creatures, but it's very different from Infect. So you want to be as fast as possible. How do you achieve that?
So you have the mana accelerators that help you to achieve this plan, and also when you draw your whole library, you basically tap out to cheat in a Griselbrand into play, and that helps you to gain new mana to put a Barbaric Moss into play and finish the game.
Okay, now I understand that Simian Spirit Guide and Desperate Ritual are very good at powering out cards, but what do you do with Manamorphose? Why is that an important piece of the puzzle?
Manamorphose helps when you draw your whole library. You have only access to red mana, like with the Simian Spirit Guides, and Manamorphose helps you to get the black mana and to use something to reanimate.
So it's an important card in your combo turn.
Yeah. Also, you can use it with Nourishing Shoal to actually exile it, and by splicing the Through the Breach, it only costs 4 mana, so it's a bit of an acceleration.
Okay, so the Splice onto Arcane part of the card being relevant. Okay, we have the lands in the end here. Temple of Malice is the most interesting to me. You're happy to have a land that comes into play tapped, but you get a scry out of it.
Yeah, most of the time it's the best turn 1 play. You don't want to go turn 1 Faithless Looting unless you have the combo already in your hand. Else the scry is super powerful, and it helps you to do your draws like you want.
No, add consistency to your combo deck.
Exactly.
And finally, we see a few swamps, mountains, and Blackcliff Cliffs. So what is the danger when you play with such a deck? What are you afraid of in such a metagame?
You're afraid of getting discarded your cards and maybe counter it. You can play around counters because you have a lot of splice things going on, and you keep your Goryo's Vengeance in your hand. but you are really afraid on this card, yes.
This card. So does that mean that Abzan and Jund are matchups you don't want to face?
Yeah, I really don't want to face them.
Okay. Were you lucky this weekend?
Yeah, of course, but I expected to be lucky, if you can say so, because even if people play Abzan, what we expected to be very low, there is only one chance on 3 that I face them.
Okay.
So that was pretty good.
So after 1 year of practice with this deck, you would say you have it figured out?
Yeah, and I will keep it.
Great. You will keep playing Goryo's Vengeance. That was Jerome Bastogne for Team Belgium. Thank you.
All right, players.